Hi, I'm Tove, your pot's bestie, and welcome to Friday Fables, where stories and science meet with a spoonful of sparkle. If you're living with chronic illness, dysautonomia, or just need a moment of magic and meaning, you're in the right place. Now sit back, get cozy, and let's dive into today's fable. The Princess and the Disappearing Day. Once upon a time, in a kingdom made of clouds and castles, there lived a bright and curious princess named Marisol. Every morning, she woke up brimming with plans. Today, she would paint a masterpiece, learn to bake lemon cakes, write a letter to a friend in the north, and finally finish that embroidery of a dragon flying over a moonlit lake. She sat up in bed, full of energy and ideas, but the moment her feet touched the floor, something strange began to happen. Time started to vanish. She'd begin a sentence and forget the end. She walked into a room and forgot why. Pick up her embroidery, only to stare at it, completely blank. She'd blink and hours would slip through her fingers like sand. By sunset, she'd sit on her bed confused, surrounded by half-finished things, her head cloudy, her limbs heavy, and her once sparkling plans all disappeared into the mist of the day. This happened again, and again, and again. Her royal advisors whispered, "She must be lazy." The villagers said, "She just lacks motivation." But Princess Marisol knew that wasn't true. She wanted to do things. Her heart was bursting with ambition, but each day felt like a dream she couldn't quite hold on to. One evening, while wandering the castle garden in a fog, she stumbled across the royal library's forgotten tower. Dusty, quiet, peaceful, a place no one really visited anymore. Inside, she met the keeper of the clock tower, a quiet old woman with silver hair, wrapped in layers of shawls and scarves. She sat surrounded by ticking clocks, hourglasses, and timepieces of every shape and sound. Princess Marisol sat down and explained her dilemma, eyes brimming with frustration. "I wake up full of hope, but the day slips away before I even begin. My thoughts vanish, my energy fades, my brain feels fuzzy." The clock keeper nodded. "Ah, yes, you're living with the disappearing day. It happens to those whose minds are fogged by fatigue. The hours don't vanish, they just hide in the mist." "Can I stop it?" Marisol asked. The keeper smiled kindly. "Not always, but you can learn how to light lanterns in the fog." She handed Marisol a curious gift, a small golden hourglass on a ribbon. "This won't give you more time," she said, "but it will help you see your time more clearly, give you a bit more clarity. Every grain of sand is a pocket of energy. Use it wisely." She also gave her a notebook called The Book of Bright Moments and a box of colored ribbons, one for each type of task. The princess began a new experiment. Each morning she'd choose 3 ribbons, just 3 tasks, not 10, not 12, just what she thought she could truly do for the day. She used gentle alarms to remind herself to rest. She gave herself permission to pause, even when she felt okay, because she knew the fog could creep in quietly without her even realizing. She tracked what time of day her mind was clearest and saved her most important tasks for those golden windows. And in her notebook, she began to write down one bright moment per day, like a little journal, a conversation, a joke, a finished drawing. Even just remembering to drink water was a big feat. Tiny wins and little anchors. The fog didn't disappear entirely, but the princess no longer wandered lost in it. She learned how to navigate her days with kindness and structure, using small routines to tether her to the present. And over time, something magical happened. Her days stopped disappearing. She became gentler, softer, still foggy, but full of lanterns and new tools to use in her toolkit. People noticed. They said she seemed wiser, more peaceful, more present. And Marisol smiled, not because her brain worked like it used to, but because she learned to work with it instead of fighting against it. From then on, she was known not just as the princess, but the keeper of the fog, a royal guide for those learning to live beautifully, even in the blur. Thank you for joining me on today's Friday Fable. Remember, if your days feel like they're slipping away, you're not alone. and small rituals could become powerful lanterns. If the story gave you a moment of clarity or comfort, consider sharing it or leaving a little love wherever you're listening. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. You're doing better than you think. Stay sparkly.